Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your girl V from Drinking Tea with V, and you are now here locked in at the best place to be on a Sunday, on a fun day. Any day, have it your way, honey. And today we have a special guest, and I hope you guys are ready because it's none other than Mr. Kana. Let's see. Can you request to go live to join me? Invite. Y'all, these updates, right? For a second there, I had to be like, how are you guys doing? How are you? How are you? Hey, Claudius, how you doing? Helena, hi. Benjamin, hi. Send a request to join the... Oh, yeah. All these live updates with Instagram sometimes is a bit of a pain in the butt, but hey, it keeps you on your toes, right?
Yo,
Hey,
good afternoon.
monsieur.
Well, good afternoon, good night, wherever it is, are you? Wherever it is, whatever time it is, where are you at?
Let me see. I think for one is good afternoon. For the rest, I think is good night. Yeah. Good afternoon, good night. You ready? You ready
Bye,
for
yeah.
this?
Bye. Let's go.
Let's go. This man, like he born already, man. I just always say I born already. I ain't quite know about
I,
you, yeah, but
I can't say that about everything, but this one, yeah.
you have it like, oh my goodness, I was so ready for this from like weeks ago, but situation happened.
But you know what is? But that's the thing. Like life happens, especially up here. You never know with some things.
That is true. That is true. But it was for a good cause. But we'll get to that cause later. We'll get to that cause later. For sure, for sure, for sure. Well, what you can do is give a short introduction to who you are for the Drinking Tea with Vegas.
Sure. What's up, everybody? Again, hello. My name is actually full government name is Sean. Well, not full government name. Name is Sean, also aka from the Link Up podcast, like my co-host, I guess now I can say, has said before. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I live in Amsterdam. I have, let's see, I was a student. I'm so accustomed to saying I was a student now. I kind of forget I graduated. Um, I'm a master's
You're
graduate.
graduating. You're supposed to be really, really, super proud of that.
Yeah, but things happen so fast in life. I didn't even get a chance to really sit down and be like, yeah, finished all of that, been in all that. Like things
Nah.
move, life continues.
You just went like, okay, next,
Yeah,
next,
is that
next.
exactly? Is that exactly? On to the next one. But
True,
yeah,
true.
basically that's it. That's it for me.
Okay. Well, welcome. This has been a long awaited show. I did this with the Empowerment Queen, our women exaggerating, and the flack that I got, unbelievable.
You see, I want to
Unbelievable.
start with that one first. What kind of response did you get from the men?
The man was like, I don't feel like this was a complete episode because y'all ain't really touch on the basis where y'all actually be exaggerating and y'all just make this politically correct and this ain't right and blah 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 blah
Well,
blah. It had a lot more to the story. I was like,
I ain't
so
gonna lie,
come
no.
tell your part of the story.
I ain't gonna lie, no. To a certain extent, kind of have to agree with them. I not too long ago finished watching the episode, and I was like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. That's why I brought you on. Cause I know you're gonna beat around the bush. You're gonna play our games. So I was like, okay.
You know.
Let you be the representative.
Speaking
Um,
of that, let me make this disclaimer. While I am here to somewhat represent the men's perspective, let it be known that this is Sean's Kana's male's perspective. I do not
uh-huh.
I am not going to preach for the whole of the male population. But
Well,
I will.
currently on the Drinking Tea with Z show episode, Are Women Exaggerating Men's Edition, you are currently, you know, you have the seat.
Yeah, but you see, some of my views, a lot of some men might not agree with. They might get some people upset.
Ooh,
I just,
okay.
so this is my personal perspective. Some
Okay.
might agree,
Okay.
some.
So you said I would have to agree with the guys on the perspective that it wasn't a complete episode because he was like, "Hmm." So now you give your take on what you feel like where the men are saying like, no, y'all exaggerating. Give it to me, give it to me.
All
Go.
right. So like, if we have to go a little bit more into specifics,
Mm-hmm.
y'all was giving examples where like women are more, let's say, how to put it this way, how do y'all put it, tend to be more emotional. It came with a whole no, express your emotions more.
We
That was,
are. I was just about to say. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. I
where
must say
did we
all the
say that we
facts.
were emotional?
Y'all
Because
know.
I remember choosing my words specifically where that is concerned. I was like, we are expressive.
Yeah, no. Y'all know to express that more. But what I also feel I was
Mhm.
missing in the conversation is that women in general are known to be to, let's say, want more attention. So because of that, y'all tend to a lot of times tend to exaggerate whatever's going on with you personally because you're not getting the attention that you thought the first initial encounter would have been. So for example, so if that's not clear, let
You
me get.
feel like that is female specific, or sorry, I don't listen. I don't have a problem with female.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have a problem with the term female. I don't have a problem with it
Okay.
because I'm like, you have female, you have
I,
male,
I,
you have
I
men,
get
you have women.
I get ripped apart a few times with the whole female
So
lady, like that
I
whole.
don't. Y'all let me know in the comments if like why would you be against the word? I am a woman and I'm not against the term
Okay,
female. So I'm like,
what I was told was that the term female is somewhat derogatory because is like putting you all to an animal's level. Animals are referred to as male or female. That's the excuse. Oh, that's the excuse. That's the explanation I got why they don't like the term female. Yeah, that was my thing as well. Yeah.
okay, okay. Well, I don't feel like. Well, it depends on what your views are on the terms of being an animal or not being an animal or being in a part of the animal kingdom of the whole. We are the top tier then of the whole triangle of predators, blah 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 blah. I mean, I have a biological background. Don't get me wrong. So I'm like, if we're talking about like cis genders or sexes, it is like male female. So I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. But
That,
anyway, that's just my take on it.
yeah.
Thanks for that. But continue.
But yeah, so like I was saying, for as an example of what I was saying earlier,
Hmm.
a perfect one. Y'all was speaking specifically about how sometimes men would think that when y'all have y'all menstrual cycles that you're exaggerating about the pain y'all going through and stuff like that. Granted, nobody could ever say or tell you how your inner body is feeling. Like that's just facts. We can only assume based on what we know. But I also do know, this is from my female friends and the friends that I do, like the again female friends I do have,
Hmm.
letting in on this, I guess, untold secret. A lot of women in general not fake that pain, but exaggerate the amount of pain it is because they're not getting the sympathy or the empathy they want from their significant other, or they're not getting that attention and that baby care from the significant other. I've had women admit this to me. So is that not exaggerated? Is that not an example of exaggeration?
Um, well, those women, first of all, I would have to say, those women are in a blessed position because I'm not one of them. like, like I can't. I I spoke to my cousin. She has similar issues that I have, and she was like, "Girl, if you feel like, some people be thinking like, oh yes, childbearing, this, that, you know, birthing process. She was like, on a regular, normal monthly cycle, my pains are worse. So at the end, it was like, okay, a little extra pressure and, you know, some situations shifted in the
Mhm.
nether region.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was practically like really close. So yeah, I'm not one of those blessed women that could actually say like, you know, I've used that as an issue, you know, like I want more attention for my menstrual cycle. So like I totally want to have some attention. So no, I can't I don't
no, but
I can't
that's
vibe with
that.
that. So I don't know that part of the spectrum.
Mhm.
And granted, from other women as well, I know that if we look at like back in the days where school is concerned, because I feel like in the professional era, listen, everybody about to get their bag and you don't try and let a period get in between you and your bag. So that is not that big of an issue there in the
Mhm.
professional sphere. But as with, I could remember like back in my school days, right? They would use that as an excuse not to go do
Gym.
sports.
Yep.
Yeah, gym. So physical education, some like a lot. I knew a lot of girls would be like, yeah, you know, oh my goodness, you know, I have so much pain, like I can't. And then you see them chopping it up, or they're somewhere down the road in between. I'm like,
But that's the thing. We could never. We as men tell if it is serious pain or or what we would think as exaggeration. So a lot of us just go straight to, yeah, y'all just exaggerating.
yeah, some spoilers for the bunch. So I have to give it to you where that's concerned. Yeah.
That's
Because
just one.
I've seen it myself, and I'm like, listen, y'all are the reasons. I personally had conversation with some of those people, females, women, girls at the time who used to do that. I'm like, y'all spoiling it for me because I actually have that problem, like really badly. Like it's debilitating to the point where I could like before, like right now it's pretty manageable. Before it used to be like the first 2 to 3 days of my period would be like I just in my bed. I'm not even in school. I can't even make it to school.
But
That's
well,
serious.
I can't speak on that one at all. But
Okay,
that
but yeah.
one. Mm,
Hmm.
you
Continue.
sorry. Okay, no, I was saying that's one example. Another
Hmm.
one I had specifically was admitting when y'all wrong. There's this, there's this. I go for lack of a better term, I go say stigma. There's this stigma that women in general can't admit when they're wrong. And I'm not going to say I necessarily believe it or not, but where I want to make my point here is,
You going to take that route? Are you really taking that route right now?
okay, wait, pause. Let's listen. So you trying to say you disagree?
No, but you say like I'm not going to say like I agree or
No,
not.
no,
Do
because
you agree or do you disagree?
my initial point is it's not that you can't agree when you're wrong or not. My thing is y'all continue to go. It's like you shooting a shot and like y'all follow through. Y'all don't know when to stop the follow through. Like you still there when the shot made. You still there like this. Everybody done our defense, but you still there like this. It's like how like what's the point of just being like, all right, bye. Okay, now we're talking about straight relationships. We're talking about heterosexual relationships as well, man and
Okay,
woman.
okay.
You
Yeah,
know, 2020, we gotta do labels and all that kind of crap. Anyway,
yeah.
you have this relationship, you and your significant other arguing. You realize mid argument that you're wrong. Y'all don't stop. Y'all continue going like wrong and strong. Again, shoot shot, miss, you still like this. Everybody back on defense, y'all still like this in the friggin' air, hand in the air. Like what's the why? Why?
Why?
That's my personal question.
I
Why?
feel like I hear you. I hear you. And I feel like that comes from a place of not being seen or being heard
Okay, to me
or
that
understood
how how how,
and
how
understood.
admitting or not being able to
Because
being coming from
give, give
of
me this one. Give me this one. Isn't it true that guys just like, most guys are like, you know what, I feel like going with this whole confrontational blah blah blah. And sometimes I heard this from a lot of my guy friends as well. They'd be like, okay, I don't feel like having an argument with my girlfriend, wife, whatever, so I just be like, yeah, yeah, sure, sure, you know, I was wrong, yeah. Ask them why, and they can't give you an answer because they just want to just shut it down. And that's where women can usually, intuitively, you can sense when somebody is just shutting down a conversation to just, you know, just like, like shut you up, or that they actually understand where the situation went wrong.
But you
And
don't
that
feel
is
like,
where I feel like that is where you feel like we still like this. Because it's a matter of understanding, so you don't make it happen again. Because sometimes the same situation happens in several different ways and it boils back down to the same points. And it's like,
okay, you might have to give me an example.
give an example. Lord have mercy. Let me go dig up now. Let's say I tell my partner, I feel like you're not being considerate,
Mm-hmm.
right? If I say I feel like you're not being considerate, whether it be like, okay, you taking out food, can you take out some for me too? You don't have to wait for me to go take out food. Um, on the way home, you get something for yourself. Can you get a sister something too? These are just hypothetical situations, right? Or even if it's like, let's say you're working on a project.
Mm-hmm.
You're working late, this, that. Normally, if there are traditional roles within the relationship, you know, the woman would tend to cook, blah 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 blah. But you working late. You gonna come home, monsieur home from long time, and no food ain't cooked. That is being hella inconsiderate. No one with the assumption that the person can cook it.
That's a big
The
assumption.
male with the assumption that the person can cook. And
That's
if
a
you know the person can cook, you be like, oh dude, I work in late. You know, I normally just hold it down. Right now, I tired, is late, and you still in, you here just. And then
But
it would just come back in different things. Like that's how I show you how it comes back in different things. And that's usually where the problem comes in. I'm like, I told you this, but the fact is that you're not understanding.
but then
And that's why it's like, I need you to understand. This is where it happened. That's where it happened. That's where it happened. That's where it happened. I need you to see the rode draad,
but
the red.
isn't that still isn't being misunderstood still different than not being able to admit that you're wrong? Because
What?
that's the whole thing. How you saying it? You saying that, okay, if I understand you correctly,
Mm-hmm.
saying that,
This is just an example, huh?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but
but general being able what being able
you
to
see, somebody who said that. Somebody said it's like we in 2020. If they can't cook, they should be able to order in food. Thank you. Born to eat. Born to eat.
shout
I love you. I born to eat too. That's what I say. Listen, like of all the things, a man could look good and everything, right? Me, I'm always hungry, so I need a man that could cook. So yeah,
but they have there are
hunger
lots of
goes
them.
nowhere.
There are lots of them out there. I not one of them personally. I working on that, but they got lots of. I
Well, I hope your girl be like, listen, I hope you got the whole ordering schedules down. You know
yo,
exactly what
hey,
her favorite food
them is
is.
Orcas by name. Okay, they number them is Orcas by name. Shout out Born to Eat. That's my sister. Shout out you me. Um, but no, what I was saying is that, okay, if I understand correctly, you saying that the fact that women, but that, okay, again, we speaking in general terms, of course.
In
The
general
fact that
terms, okay.
general cannot admit that when they're wrong is because they feel that they're constantly being misunderstood or not heard.
I can't connect the two.
That, yeah, me neither. So
At
that's
least
why
not, at least not for
that's why I try
me.
to figure out what where how you mean with that, because the examples you were giving to me is like more that the fella either just being an asshole or not as considerate as her, or not they just not on the same wavelength in general. But what I talking about now is y'all, like both of y'all it's not to say that the fella saying like it's not like he dismissing what the chick's saying. I mean, like they're having full on engagement on conversation, and
Okay.
when the conversation,
And
when the argument reaches like its peak, homegirl realizes that like her arguments are null and void and has no basis and completely unsubstantial. She continues, like women in general continue going. Like even if it's like, all right, cool, like it's like I done here and it's done too late to turn back. Let me just go with it. It's like for some odd reason, women in, again, this is speaking from a general term, and maybe this is just my experience.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think in my arsenal. I'm thinking about myself. I'm thinking about the women that I know, and I'm like,
I is
um,
or maybe is again, yeah, this is my experience and
I feel like
what.
in my experience, the men have been the one that have a hard time saying that they're sorry, and I'm like,
Yeah, no,
dude,
no, but okay,
I would,
but
I would, I would
different.
literally go to the grave fighting if I know I'm right. And sometimes I'd be like, okay, no, I give you this one, I give you this one. I'll wait a little while, wait until the steam, settle
Mhm.
down a little bit until tension ain't that high no more, and then speak about the situation. Be like, you know what? Okay, give your perspective, and then I'll give you mine if you're receptive to it, and then we could figure this out because this ain't working.
Wait. I want to take a highlight to the comments, because I would just like to put it out there that a female, how do you say, a lady, a woman was like, yes, women do have a hard time, and they admit what? Yes, true. Women have a hard time to admit that they're wrong. Men probably better at it because they have to deal with it more often. Wow, wow.
Because they're mostly wrong.
She agreed with me and touche at the same time. I see you.
Woo! You see,
But
I feel. Listen. Um, I don't even know how to say it in.
who we
Esla?
talking?
Shokir?
Yeah, Esla, yeah.
Esla. Well, Esla, I feel like you're right in that instance because I'm like, I'm really not that headstrong when I know I'm not. I'm not. If I'm not right, I'm not right. And I'll be like, it sucks
Okay,
because I like to be right.
wait.
I'll give you that one. I like to be right. I like to be right, and that's why I pick my battles wisely. Because when I know I am,
Okay, no, but you see
yes,
that
sir.
that goes on a personal perspective as well, because everybody goes with that different. You see, I strive to have a certain level of pettiness. So like, especially if
You
I
see what
know,
I'm
if I know I'm right, I don't give a damn. Like I would take that in. I gonna make sure you understand and know that I was right. Like I'd go above and beyond the color
No.
that you know that I was right.
Mm.
So for everybody it manifests different, I guess you can say. But again, my whole point was is not the fact of is I don't understand was the difficulty in being, you know what, I was wrong. That's it. That's it. I feel okay in me and my fellows. I experience the stories that
Yeah.
I've heard. I feel like a lot of arguments would be avoided if I, you see, I won't go into a specific subject, but I know if I go into this, I'll get bombarded
Please
with.
do.
I don't think
Please,
I
please,
know
please do.
I want
Please
no.
do.
I know if I want
Please
to go
do.
right now.
Please do. I mean, you're already digging your grave, but hey,
Nah,
I,
no, let's
nah,
not get.
I'm kidding. I'm joking. You're digging your grave. You're giving your perspective.
But
I just don't necessarily agree with it from my point of view and from those who I know around me. But I know there are different types of women, and I know that I am not. the average woman. Let me put
Yeah,
it that
okay.
way.
All right, but then what is the average woman then? If we're going to have sayings like that, we have to at least make up for it.
Okay, the average woman. I don't know. You see, I surround myself with my likeness, so in that sense, I can. Hmm. In that sense, I could see how the younger me would have a harder time with it. So maybe it's a thing of maturity. I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense as well.
Maybe it's a maturity thing.
Yeah, it could possibly be. But
And
then
I don't listen. You strive for a certain level of petty, but I'm like I ain't got no time. I like my energy. I choose to put it towards different things. I'm too busy doing so many different things. I'm like, nah, ain't nobody got time to be petty. Nah,
you
boo.
see, but exactly what
I
you said
can't.
earlier, you gotta pick.
I
You gotta
cannot.
pick battles. The battles I choose to pick,
Yeah.
I tend to be very petty. I go lie.
So now, listen. I feel like a lot of men just be like king petty. On a serious note, yeah. I feel
Okay.
like men in
Okay.
general,
Wait. I know you
men
get
in general.
it.
I
It's
know, I know, I know.
possible.
We're talking about like women
It's
exaggerating, right? But I feel like in this aspect, you step on a man towards us a little bit. You just on that tightrope, just and then they're like, "What?" And you see the sass build up in them.
this. Wait.
All of a sudden, the king petty can't let things go. And then talking about women bringing back things from way back when, men be the same. No, what?
I'm sorry. This is coming from a sex who to be mashing up my Jordans and car and material goods. You really want to sit down here and tell
Yes.
me men more petty than women?
I
That's what you
feel like men are
overstand.
equally petty. And sometimes they're even like level king petty.
And who the kings come
I
from?
don't
In
know. Well,
who kings come? Where men come from? In women?
yeah,
Women
but that
don't
has
give birth
nothing to do
to men
with it. That
from
has
all
nothing to do
you.
with it.
Yes, we learning from all you.
No, stick on your side. Stick on your
Nah,
side.
we learning from y'all. Yo, no, there's no way you could sit down here and tell me men are more petty than women. It's impossible.
I literally feel that way. That's how I feel. It doesn't have to be the truth, right?
Okay,
In my in my opinion,
I was just gonna say, let me put it this way. I
let's
find
let's
that
let's go to
hard.
some comments. Let's see what's going on in these comments. Let me see. Ego gets you nowhere. King Petty. Ego gets you nowhere. You read it? You read that?
Hey, look, right, all that's opinion as well.
There's a difference. Richmar says there's a difference between knowing you're wrong and admitting you're wrong. Some people just want to feel the weakness, women generally, because they don't want to give men another win.
I agree with that as well. If I understand what Ricky Mar is saying, is that women don't want to give men a reason to be like, yeah, no, like how the saying is, don't give nobody no reason to be upset, or don't give nobody no reason to come back at you. So it's like, instead of admitting, yeah, I wrong, and then he possibly could bring that up later on in future arguments, they rather just try to hide that
Oh,
fact as much as possible and just try not just to pretend like nothing happened. Just look past it, like Kevin Hart say, like, he ain't see nothing. Nah. That's what I take from it. Rick Mar,
you'll be like,
if I say it, if I
okay. Be
say
like, okay, you win that one. We cool,
it,
right? Right? Or not?
but no,
We gonna just we gonna just leave this be water under the bridge, or we need to go over this again? Like, okay, let's move past it.
but again, what my sister was saying earlier is a lot to do with communication as well. I mean, it got to hold the
Yeah.
man and the woman thing, but you have to know what you want and what you're willing to tolerate, because that's where exaggerations come in. and B, you have to know more. So you
Explain
have to
that one
try
a
to.
little bit better.
How you mean? Which one?
That's where exaggerations come in.
Because if you, how to say it, I feel like if you don't know what you willing to take or what you willing to accept, there's never going to be a necessary, for lack of a better term, a limit. So any little thing could either start to like set you off, or you can just think that, but this person just exaggerated, and it ends up, at least from my male perspective, coming to something like what you were saying earlier, end up not taking the woman's the what they're saying, see what y'all saying seriously, so you end up just brushing off like, yeah, man, you just over exaggerating. Yeah, you know that's just you being your feelings again today, or that's nothing. And that, if you don't know necessarily where to draw the line, a lot of like, there is no, how to say this, there is no, Jesus Christ, I only speak one language, I still can't get the words out. um you don't have no general, you don't have no general basis to judge what you do or don't like. So like almost anything could be an exaggeration for you. At least I feel. I don't know if that makes sense, or if that
You
makes
mean
sense to
like
you.
if somebody don't have clear boundaries, then they would be triggered by a lot of things because they haven't examined what is okay for them or not?
Layman's terms, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
At least I feel that way.
That could be something. That could be a point. And the thing is, if you don't examine yourself to see like, okay, what are my values? What are my norms? What am I okay with or not? Then it's harder for you to also communicate that so the people around you don't even know like why all of a sudden. And I feel like when somebody hasn't examined that adequately, they feel like a lot of boundaries are being, like crossed. And then it's like you just tense all the time because your boundaries are just being crossed the whole time. And you're just like, "Mm, mm, mm."
Exactly.
So
You end
I,
up
I,
not
I
reacting.
understand that.
If we
I,
want to take,
I feel
I had one more example. If you want to think with
Before
that,
we get into that example,
let's go.
I just realized that, we this topic's so hot. We totally skipped like what's the flavor of the day, our gratitude moment to start off on a positive
You
note.
got control that, we this is your
I
platform.
know,
You got
I
what you do.
know. I'm taking the blame for this. I was a little too hyped too. But we're gonna take
Nah,
a pause for the cause.
is a hype.
Flavor of the day, ginger tea again, because I've been all parts of the globe, I feel like, this week.
How you mean?
No, no, I'm kidding. But
Oh,
that's
I
not
was
true.
like,
I'm serious.
babe.
But I just been on the go a lot, and so I and in contact with people, and so I'm like, let me take extra precautions.
If you do.
So that's why I'm on that ginger tea, and because the topic is spicy again, we need something spicy. So that's what's
Um,
in my cup.
I can't necessarily, I guess from on my side, um,
Mhm.
I'm not necessarily much of a tea person, but we could pretend like it have some kind of tea in it. This is
No, we're not gonna pretend. What's in your cup? Because
by,
the last time, the last guest was like, "No, I have some rum in here."
what? I ain't gonna lie to
You
you.
be honest.
I felt like I had to continue that tradition from the last guest, so I got passion fruit rum in mine as well.
Oh, nice. Very much tropical. I like. Is it
Yep.
mixed with something or just straight up?
Okay, so since we're gonna do this, a shameless proud plug. Passion fruit rum. It can be got by Get Together, Get Better Services. They
Oh,
deliver.
really? Oh,
Yes,
yeah, I saw it.
trust me. It looks
Is it?
it look fruity, but they saying a mash you up. It mash it mash me up. But it trust me, it worth it. It's worth it. It definitely
Nice.
it
So
give
shout out
this
to Better Together.
shout out to Better Together Services. I definitely recommend them for food and drink and desserts too. Just everything consumable.
Okay. Nice, nice, nice. So that's what you want.
That's it.
And the moment of gratitude, just to add some more positiveness, y'all could add y'all moment, y'all gratitude for the week. Let me see. For me, yo, like I said, I was on the go a lot, and because I don't currently own a car, I'm on the two-wheeler. I'm on my bike because I just avoiding all types of public transportation. I'm about that life right now.
I
And
feel
I'm trying to be enclosed in any vermont areas, you know, any brewing grounds of any Rona type situations. Especially like I'm in one of the cities that are the top three. So yeah, I was super happy. I was grateful for the fact that this week when I was on the go, we had no rain. No rain. And in Holland, that is like what?
yeah,
That is a blessing. I feel like I was feeling super blessed. I was like, I put in that petition. I was like, if listen, I just I don't mind being on the bike. I just no rain, please. Like I cannot.
that's
And I
why
had no rain, so
I can't be about that feet's bike. That feet's life is too
no.
much. And it cold. You see, I according to my brother, I'm like a shaved bird. I get cold quick.
Hello.
I get cold real quick. So like that bike with that extra wind, especially now we're going into winter. I know about that life. I island boy in and out. I know about cold. Anything I could do to avoid being colder, I do.
Funny thing is, I used to think the way you think, and the first 5 to 7 minutes, you have to bite through the first 5 to 7 minutes.
Mm.
But after that,
But
I'd be like, once start stripping, sorry, start showing straps and all. Once start stripping and be like, I can't. Like it's hot.
but
It is
that's what a
things
lot.
things will settle out.
That's what I'm told a lot. But I ain't gonna find out. I gonna take y'all word for it.
But I feel like that's like a good way to stay active too. I mean, I will be
All right.
honest, I don't have like weight issues, but even through this whole ordeal with this pandemic, blah blah blah, I gained a couple of kilos. I was like, wait, what? What? Just being sedentary the whole time. I noted the difference. Not like I'm complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Not like I'm complaining because she getting thick. But
All
and
right.
I'm working out to boost it extra, but I ain't
That
complaining. It just needs to go in the right areas though. That's all. That's all. So yeah, your gratitude moment.
my gratitude moment, boy. Okay, I guess in general, I've been employed throughout the pandemic, so I guess I'm definitely grateful for that because I know a lot of people that definitely don't have any income coming in right now, so
Mm,
I can't complain. I'm definitely grateful for being able to do that, for being able to.
that's that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah, because this Rona thing take out a whole lot of people.
Yeah, for real though. For real. I mean, even as a freelancer, I'm really noticing it like, whoo, it's a bit of a pinch. But yeah. Thank God I'm still okay where that's concerned. And yeah,
But yeah, that's the thing. I'm one of the few people that actually got a job during Rona, so
that's a big one right there.
yeah,
That
I
can't discount that for real. Cannot discount that for real.
but
But
yeah.
right now I'm like in purgatory trying to find out like, okay, is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be that? Because I have a couple of things like cooking, so I'm like, woo, child.
But
But anyway,
even on this end, they had some things I had to stop self. Like, unfortunately, we had to put a pause on it for the link up for a while. Hopefully, we get that
mm,
as ASAP. But that's another thing
yeah.
that was a casualty because of Rona. But because
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
the
First
online
things first.
is cool, being online is cool now, but it's not the same as being together in the studio, man. It's definitely not the same.
Yeah, because I feel like honestly, I mean it gives a good thing to like wait and hear what somebody else is singing.
Mm.
But the natural flow of conversations are not the same.
Definitely, you
Because
definitely have.
then with technology, it takes too long to switch back and forth, and then so it just sounds like a whole big mess.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you got like 4 or 5 voices trying to share their opinion. Boy.
Have you tried doing a Zoom meeting with I don't know how many people? Oh my God.
But
Like, you just gotta be like, okay, everybody shut up, mute yourself,
you see,
put your hand up
for
when
work,
you want to speak.
everybody just automatically goes on mute, and if they have to say something, then they take themselves off.
Yeah. In the
Is
beginning, that was treacherous.
I mean that ain't that bad. They got people masturbating, taking the Zoom off and all that kind of thing. So it's
I
like
mean,
this
or
Zoom
going to the toilet and then you seen half the behind and all them. I like,
I
You
would
know,
be
this political leader also end up like, man, get distracted. I don't know if it was his girlfriend or wife or whatever came and you saw that one,
yeah.
and then started
Mhm.
making out. I was like, hello, hello.
They had, you see,
He was
a
like,
lot
I tired of
of
y'all. I tired of y'all.
people, a lot of people just dress top up and forget they have to stand up sometimes, and then they.
Guilty. My name is V, and I'm
Hey,
guilty.
at least you could admit it. At least you could admit it.
You
Let's
see,
just hope.
I am good with admitting where, I don't
Yeah, you see, you wanted a few. You wanted a few, like really few percentage that does actually do that.
but yeah. But sometimes I just be like, okay, you being petty though. Okay. Or you don't you want to give the silent treatment? You know who could do silent treatment really good?
I can. That's who.
But that's a problem though. That's a
I,
problem.
again, I'm not saying it's right. I just saying I can.
That's why I am also right now saying my name is V, and even though I'm not petty, I feel like that is my level of petty where like you want to do silent treatment. I'm really good at it. But then after I'm like, you know what? No, forget all this mess. Like, let's get over this. Like, see what you gotta say.
Now, even with that concern, I feel a lot of the times it's just not worth it. I rather like
No.
I would like to say my ego is not that big, but then that would definitely be a lie. But with certain people, with certain arguments, is like I,
I was like, listen, we ain't like the bestest friends, right? But I think I've seen enough of you to know that your ego is kind of like it's kind of, kind of. At least that's how it comes across
you
in
see
all
that's
of
the
those
thing.
episodes of the Link Up.
Normally I would take some kind of offense to that and be like, how the fuck you mean? But then if you only take in the episodes of the link up into consideration of how you know me, then I can understand how I can seem like a bit of a dick.
But
I
that's
can.
why I'm saying from what I have seen, because I know that I am a lot more than what you see on Drinking Tea with V as well. So
But no, I could definitely understand. But that would say it's not. If I say is if it's not ego something, I would be lying. But I I don't know, but it's difficult to think for me. It's difficult to label for me at least. If that makes
to
any sense.
label one.
It's just like how to go. I don't know. I lose my whole train of thought there. To be quite honest. But what I actually wanted to ask, right? Because I was
Yeah.
going through some of the videos, not some. I was going through the episode you had with I can't remember the young lady name. The last episode.
Empowerment Queen?
Yes.
Yes.
You said you were talking about submit.
Bring bring up the yes. You said. Yes,
Where
sir.
where you get that definition of submission, and if you can state that again for everybody that didn't hear that maybe
Oh,
didn't.
being self-submission of?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's I where I got it. I heard it like a couple of places already. Being broken down in several relationship, also in sermons and stuff like that. It's like people take submission to a whole nother level and really miss. what it actually is supposed to be.
I
As
understand.
in a
What is
woman being a helpmeet, in a sense of being a helper, being a supporter. So being sub to the mission of. So submission, if you split the word, submission.
mm-hmm.
But now people tend to see submission as in docile, as in you have no voice, you can be seen and not heard. You can like je enige recht is aanrecht. It's like your only place is the kitchen as a woman, and just be there and don't try step out into anything else.
So okay, my question is, do you necessarily feel that that's a bad thing if a woman was like that? Or
Listen, boo, if you feel like that, if you feel like you want to serve and be in the world like that,
Mhm.
then do you, boo. But she over here, moi, that is not me. That's not who I am. I can be supportive, yes, but yeah. If somebody's looking for somebody who's docile, even though I'm really kind and I'm really loving and I'm caring, docile is not who I am.
Because yeah, like Esla said in the comments, submission and oppression are two very different things.
Yes,
That is true, and that's why I asked the question: is it necessarily a bad thing? Because in my thing, like if somebody chooses to be that way, and that is a choice, it's not pushed upon them, it's not forced upon them, then
not for everybody.
but that's my thing. If they do choose that, then they shouldn't be, how to say, ridiculed or be like, no, you have to be like this if that's what they choose.
No, and that's what I'm saying. She just said, who said that? Blah, blah, blah.
Esla.
Esla said submission and oppression are two different things, and that is absolutely true. But in a very patriarchal society in which we live, I feel like they coined suppression to be submission, and that's where it all went wrong.
All right, no, explain that one.
As in, they expect submission to be a sort of suppressed way of living. Submission is being supportive of, like I said, being sub to the mission of. And as a woman, you could support your man. And I feel like it could be vice versa in a healthy relationship. And so I don't see why it is that big of a deal. I feel like it's been taught as a biblical thing and it's been taken out of proportion. For a man, I feel like respect is very important. And that is why, again, the support is highly necessary if that respect is going to stay in place. At least that's what I feel. A part of that respect is support. Because if you want to go into this and be like, you know what? Um, you're the head, I'm
Mm-hmm.
the neck. I'm gonna respect you for decisions you make. I'm gonna support whatever you decide to do as a man, as the
Mm-hmm.
man of this house, right? That's how I feel like that's where that comes in. So if you cannot be supportive of whoever else, your partner, then yeah, no, then you won't get no submission, no way, no how.
Okay, so you mean
That's what I feel.
both, it's possible for both sides to be equally submissive. It doesn't necessarily have to be one submitting more than the other.
I feel like it depends on the roles that you choose for your relationship. In the sense of that, um, I can probably get a lot of flack for this right now.
I
But
like
in
I
the
like those kind
end,
of
sorry?
I say I like those kind of statements. When people just say I will get some back, there'll always be something to say.
because because I know like people ask me, like, are you a feminist? And I'm like, what does that mean to you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if you're asking me like if I'm a man hater, if I'm a this, I'm a that, da, 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 at all costs, I'm like, No, I think family is still really important. That's what I think. And for me, like, I wouldn't mind being leaving a man be the head of the house, you understand? But it would have to be a certain type of man that I can respect.
Okay, respect is
And
talking
that
about.
now that has a lot more to do with, like, okay, to be respect worthy in my eyesight, that comes with a lot. I don't get into that right now.
Mm.
I don't get into that right now. But yeah, if you can show yourself to be a leader, then guess what? Cool. I could respect that. I could be sub to the mission of. I could be supportive of.
Hmm.
But if I don't see you as a leader type person, if I cannot respect the decisions that you make, if I cannot respect the way in which you carry yourself, it ain't gonna happen. That's just me. You
But
understand?
do you feel that even with your, I don't call it your definition of submission,
Mm?
do you feel that that's how that you should be like that with everybody, or with each individual person there's a different level to how deep it goes?
Every shoe can't fit everybody. And the details of that depends on the two people who are in a relationship, or if they choose for more people to be in the relationship. Hey, I can't judge because
Yeah.
that was the thing. um I no, I ain't even gonna go there. But
Yo, if you really want to solve some
yeah,
problem, bring up that topic.
listen, okay, I don't want to start no problems, but I thought it was highly let me call it interesting
Mm.
to be given a proper, well, it's not the first time, but this was like really like a organized situation. Like, this is the way I want to, like, lead, I want to have my life to be,
Mm.
right? And yeah, so I would like to be polygamous, and I like you, and I'm like, okay, good, I like you too, but I ain't joining the bandwagon of sister sister wives. like I
Yo.
need no, the way how my love language is set up.
Mm.
No, that ain't gonna work. So
And was straight up with it. A lot of them just try to like ease you into it, pretend like you're in there
and
and
I could
watch.
appreciate that. I find it was very refreshing. It was straightforward. And I'm like, I like the way you move. I could respect that. Don't mean to say I am going to take you up on your offer,
Hmm.
but I could respect that. That was
Just
that was good.
quick side note on the
Yeah.
whole same still on the same topic with submission. Do you feel that polygamy is a form of submission?
Do I feel like polygamy is a form of submission?
Mm-hmm.
In which sense?
Is polygamy? I have the wrong term. Monogamous is
Monogamous is two people in a relationship.
all right. Then that's going good. So yeah,
Polygamy is like,
because two like two
well,
man, one woman, one man.
it depends. Technically, polygamy is just more people in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but it tends to, what that tends to refer to is the male version of, like, one man, several women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was saying,
But
do
I'm
you
like,
feel like that?
listen, if I was supposed, if I would choose to do that, it would be me and several men. But hey, that's just my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I say, the way how my love language is set up, that would work better for me.
Okay. I can't say anything about that. I was
Out there,
just
I'll be like, no, I ain't sending nobody with no application forms to be like, no. I still feel like monogamy works best for me. It's less headache. And I feel like, personally, to already get a deep level of intimacy between two people is a lot of work. So yeah, adding more people to the equation is just no.
I feel like honestly, if my personal view, I feel like polygamy is an unrealistic fantasy for most. Why
Why?
I say is because a lot of people cannot or do not realize the emotional stability you have to have in order to be able to share somebody you love and care about with somebody else that's not you. Is it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It's not just something you could just jump into.
No,
Like
no.
I feel like you have to already have that type of mentality to be able to, for lack of a better term, cope with something like that. Even like more so men I'm talking about. A lot of men have this like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, having two women would be amazing. They can sleep with two women, this and this and this and that. But they don't realize outside the bedroom there's a whole lot more than just that. Would like relationships a lot more than just sex. Like that's probably gonna be like 10
Exactly.
you're gonna have to deal with. If if you could barely I don't understand guys in some aspect because some fellas
You could
could
barely keep track of one woman.
exactly how are you gonna do it too? And how does that even come about? Like you could barely like you get annoyed, frustrated, all those kind of things with the one chick. Imagine three of them. Like what are you gonna do to yourself? You want to drive yourself crazy?
I guess.
I don't know how they just do it. I can't. Me personally, I can't do it. I
But I feel like it's a fantasy because they feel like, okay, I think it got cut off just now, by the way. But I feel like it's a fantasy where it's like I don't have to deal with the ins and outs and get to a deeper depth of. So you annoy me, guess what? I have wife two to go by, or wife three and wife four. When you settle alone later on, I'm gonna get back to you.
and that's why I say it's unrealistic because that's not how it actually goes.
No.
They feel that way, but then when all of them come and jump on your ass, where you gonna do?
Because if you're dealing with it like that, right? Imagine our wife two, one, two, and three vex with you. You go on by four. All of them still pissed off. You and deal with the situation. At a given point, all four of them gonna be vexed with you.
But wait,
Hello?
that ain't even the best part. Wife, you go and get wife one vex. She gonna call two, three, and four. Before you reach four, one already called. Before you think they ain't gonna group together and fucking come and jump on your ass? Hell no.
Exactly. Especially if you really did well on the whole creating a sister wives group. Guess what? When
Yeah,
we women unite,
it's a
y'all
problem.
tend, y'all tend to forget that because one of the things where the exaggeration comes in now, people tend to be like, oh yeah, women can't work together, can't this together, blah 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 blah. Listen. Have you ever been in a situation with a group of women with all them friends? Like really good. Like
I've
you ain't
seen
gonna survive that, boo.
I've seen it. I've seen it. But again, that's my thing. I don't understand why you would even consider condoning something like that where you can't even get one, like you can't give your shit together with one girl. Like why what makes you think that's going to be any better? But
I
yeah,
do not
again,
know.
I
I do not know. I don't know. I don't know. But like male fantasies tend to reach to levels, I suppose. And
but yeah, that's to say it's a
if
fantasy.
you don't know
They
the realities, if you don't know the realities and ins and outs of, then it seems like a viable option, I feel like.
and we talking in a scenario where the women can get along. There's some situations where the women agree with the situation, as in, all right, homie got another girl somewhere there or several, but they don't get along with the other women. That's a whole different level of headache. I can't even fathom how people could want how men could want to put themselves in a situation and then complain about how women are the women this and women that. But you put yourself in a situation. You're supposed to know
Mhm.
better.
Thank you. Thank
But
you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much because I feel the same way too. But a lot of men don't feel that way. They feel that they could get away with it. So I'm like, hey boo, you know what whatever floats your boat. If you think you man enough to handle this situation,
I
and
mean
I
that
feel like the only weird way in which that could work if that is a man that has a very high EQ, as in emotional quotient, as in had like know how to deal with people and resolve issues, and you have to be really good. Like, no joke. No joke.
and it's very few that could take on that type of responsibility. Because that's what I'm gonna call it. It's a responsibility.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. And so that's why if you, okay, coming back on the topic of exaggeration, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel, I feel like I've said this before, and you said it was like we were what it was? We were being dramatic. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we're being expressive. Um, I feel like women exaggerate on trivial things
All right, you don't have to be more.
and
Or,
not
yeah,
necessarily like the big things.
how you mean trivial? How? Oh, you know.
Trivial things as in like the size of how the size of a bug.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel the fighters.
Yeah.
Like I am arachnophobic. I'm getting a lot better, right? And so if you hear me explain a situation with a spider, it would be you would feel like the thing is like the size of the room. This time it was like somewhere in a corner. So I feel like in that sense, is just my fears just playing up. So it's a trivial thing. I don't like critters. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, no,
So
that I would definitely have to agree with that because one of the things I used to always get vexed with growing up, or like in middle and high school, why y'all got scream for everything? Like like
why
something
would
scare
you
you scream, you scream. Like and like like why all screaming? Like why y'all have to scream for everything? To me, that's exaggeration.
well, because that's the way how we I'm like, I don't necessarily scream, but for everything.
Because
But
it's
I
just
guess
it's just it's just like you say, a small something size less than a fingernail is balling down the place. You swear somebody getting murdered.
that's why I say I admit it. I said, listen, we have to get rid of tension somehow. Like
But how?
you can't just
Okay.
say when you be like, that don't work. You don't get
All
some kind of aneurysm or something.
right. What I always wanted to wonder is, what I always wanted to know, how is screaming going to help the situation in any shape or
Because at least you're getting rid of the tension. And
what?
you're getting listen, is I feel like it's a natural reaction.
But is that
Because
going to help? Is
when you
it
hear
going to help
when an
somewhere else?
animal in danger, when an
Run away.
animal in danger, they ain't gonna be like tweet, tweet, tweet. Call out to the next one.
Exactly. What are you screaming going to do? If you scared, you either going to it's fight or flight. You either gonna look to throw hands or you gonna run. If you running away and you screaming, okay, cool. I can understand that. You're emotional, shit going crazy. But at least you're running. At least you're doing something.
Well,
Don't just
fright or flight. When you fright, you tend to freeze too.
all right. Maybe okay, that is true. That is true. Maybe that's just something I would never understand.
But I just scream and run. I don't scream and play.
Because okay, I gonna be honest with this. While we here talking about like what the topic was how women to be a little bit exaggeration where like bugs and things is concerned. I'm not gonna lie, cockroach fly in this room right now. This whole interview done. This whole thing done. I gone. All you see is my back. All you see is the back of my feet. That's all you want. It's over. But I not gonna scream. At least I
I
not.
feel like it would be responsible if you ran with the phone.
What? What you said?
I feel like I feel like it would be responsible if you ran with the phone.
Fuck the phone. Yo, I sorry, your viewers gonna have to understand. I gone, my boy.
You see, you speak two languages there too.
I,
You see, the
have,
fright, the
I
fright brings out. I know it. I know what the problem is. The fright brings out the different languages in you.
no, you know, I dabble. I dabble in several languages. I don't speak them fluently.
Okay.
No, but nah, I don't play. I don't play with that. That's the only thing. I like anything cool. Everything else is centipede, grasshopper, spider. I can do anything. Flying cockroach. I don't play that.
You
I
see,
don't.
and you see, look, Dream God was like, "What? Y'all squaring up? Y'all squaring up with a spider? This and that."
Damn, square
Listen.
now. You know, I was about to have a little ego trip and be like, damn right, we squaring up. No, he win. I gone. Whatever in
You
that
leave in the
is
room.
yours.
You would sleep. Listen. Let's say you can't go by nobody else, right? And there's a flying cockroach in your room. You would sleep outside, like you would be outside your room, just standing there waiting, like.
Yes, all the lights gonna be on and we gonna I gonna stay look at each other. You ever see the memes where the partner just be like taking here and like looking at each other? Yeah, that would be us. Cause I mm-mm,
Oh my goodness. Oh
nah,
my goodness.
I ain't
Come
swearing.
on. Come on.
I got and you see the only time I ain't gonna lie to you, the only time I would actually like how you're saying man up
I
is if
never
it's a
said that. I
no no,
don't say the way
it,
how no people would take this literally. I don't use those terms. Well, I have. But I no, with some people yesterday be like, listen, beat your chest, hold your nuts. Like
That's the
something.
only time I would do that and suck it up is if like I had a lady friend around me or something like that and like she extra scared, I scared, the cock somebody got killed. If she not gonna kill it, I have to kill it. If she gonna kill it though, if she ain't scared of it, I gonna leave her handle that. I ain't give a fuck. Yeah, you could call me, you could call me a coward, or you could call you want. But if she gonna volunteer to do it, who's me to tell her no? Who is me to
I
deny that?
cannot with you. I cannot with you. This is where you have to be like, here I come to save
Yeah.
the day.
Hey, this is 2020. Like, all you just said, there's no gender roles here. Fuck that. You handle that.
So all of a sudden, okay, wait. You saying about, F gender roles, right? But are you more of a traditionalist or are you a flow and find out what works for you ist?
I would like to say,
Huh?
I would like to say that I would go more on the line of, everybody, we split everything equal. So, like, cleaning equal, cleaning one day is yours, one day is mine. Like, everything's supposed to be split down the middle. But, yeah, I would like to say that. Yeah, man. And I don't like, I wouldn't say I'm more on a traditional end where it's like, yeah, man got fix pipe and plumbing and build house and woman got cook and clean and deal with the kids and stuff like that. I can't.
But can you? That's
Yeah,
the
no,
question.
maybe that's why too. Maybe that's why I'm not necessarily on that line. I mean, if
Hey!
I could attempt. Let me put it that way. I could attempt, but I ain't necessarily know.
You see? Yes, Dream God. I on this. I could sense that from far. I could sense that from far.
Wait, sense what?
That tends to be the answer when like you boo, you ain't building no house, you ain't doing no carpentry, you ain't fixing no pipe. So yeah, the household chores gonna have to be split. Like
That's the thing. Yo, I don't mind no. I do anything except wash the dishes. That's the only thing I got a problem with. I don't like to wash dishes.
so
But
make sure you have a dishwasher. Everybody empty the dishwasher and load the dishwasher.
yeah, who say everybody gonna be able to be that fortunate to have dishwasher? You feel like dishwasher cheap?
I don't feel like a dishwasher is cheap. I feel like if that's going to save your relationship,
Yeah, okay, no. If it reaches to a point where that's going to be a determination if your relationship will last so long, then you have more problems. But I mean, I mean in general, when it comes to that, like that's the only thing I would bitch about. I clean the bathroom, I'd fold clothes, I'd wash clothes, I'd do anything. The only thing I bitch about is washing the dishes.
and in that instance, do you feel like you're exaggerating?
About washing the dishes?
Yes.
No, not necessarily. Okay, I don't feel so because if it's something I don't like to do, I just don't like to do it. Not saying I won't. It's just something I would
But
prefer.
in the words of Kana, he just said
Uh,
that is the only thing I bitch about. So what that sound
yeah,
like to you? You feel like
Baby,
in that case, you be there exaggerating. She like, get it together, boo. Like it ain't that serious. It's just like a
okay.
couple of days. Like,
Let me put it this way. If it has to be a choice between folding clothes and washing the dishes, I'm not going to choose washing the dishes.
no, but we
If
ain't talking about that. We talking about the fact that when it comes to the point where that the dishwashingness is left up to you, right?
I don't
What
see
would
how
your reaction then be?
I don't see how that's exaggerated. I don't see. Maybe somebody got film me in here because maybe
Listen,
that's in the
comment and tell him if he is exaggerating about the dishwashing because he literally said that's the only thing. What how like give us a look into your reaction when you need to wash up the dishes and you don't necessarily want to wash up the dishes. What is that like?
stay right fucking there. That's what that's my reaction. And stay right there until I catch myself and be like, all right, Sean, this is ridiculous. It's too long now. You're a grown ass man. Get your shit done, and then let's go do it.
Oh my goodness. So you literally have to have like a pep talk with yourself,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
Sean,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
do this. You
It
can
is.
wash up these dishes. You
It don't.
can.
It don't even be a pep talk. It'll be more degrading. It'll be like, yo, you little scunt, get your shit together. You're a grown ass man. Get your shit together.
I feel like I'm hearing some exaggeration in the air somewhere. Like,
Hey,
do we feel like there is exaggeration in the air?
I never said men don't because I definitely do agree. Like for instance, when my brother used to get sick, I definitely see that there's a man that whole man cold thing. We definitely could exaggerate that. I'm not saying we don't men don't exaggerate. I just
Mhm.
women just do it more. My opinion.
Right. Like I
Because
say, I feel like we do it on the trivial stuff, right?
but I was
But
just
I
gonna say
feel
that is
like
on the
I
small is
like if
on
I say sorry.
but I was just gonna say you said it yourself. Y'all think more on the small scale. Y'all trip over a lot of about what we at least consider little things.
Because listen, the thing is like if I say I feel like I would be exaggerating if I said like, I don't have no clothes to wear. I don't have no shoes.
Oh God, don't start me on the
Like that's why I am honest with this. Like I could get ready in a half an hour. Don't ask me to get ready in 10 minutes. Like because I need to go through the whole like I don't have no clothes and then figure out like what clothes I do have that I feel like is conducive to the experience of the yeah, I need that time. I getting better. I down to 20 minutes.
yo.
I'm down I'm down to 20 minutes if
You know how I knew it was bad? How I knew it was bad with y'all? I legit watched my and I made an experiment. I watched both my sister, a close friend of mine, and my girlfriend at the time. Y'all just put out clothes. Not only y'all put out clothes, y'all put out a set. It has be at least three that you're thinking about, that you contemplate about wearing for the night. At least three. Go through all of them, put on all of them, try all of them, spend all that time. You wear the first one, you won't like it. You wear the second one, you wear the third one, you won't like it. Complain of there's something wrong with all of them. You finally, oh, that's the third one. Okay, cool. You don't want the third one, the fourth one. Bam. You finally choose something, put on hair, makeup, all of a sudden, everything almost ready now. Almost ready.
but then it ain't right.
You're gonna find something wrong with it and still go with the first one that you had on originally. How that makes sense? Is that not exaggerating as well?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I admit my name is V and I admit that. I don't think I go to those. Well, I can't listen.
Yeah, okay. Speak the truth now. Speak the truth now.
I'm not always at that, and I don't lay out like three outfits and be like, no, ain't nobody got time for that. I do it in my head. I haul out the things at the point in time, and then And then, yeah, I figure it out as I go. It's like, I think I have it in my head. If I put it on, I'm like, nah. And you see, the thing is with women, you probably have in your mind before, it's like, this shoe going to, where are we going? If we need to walk, do I need to put on heels? Do I need to put on flats? Do I need to, if it is it cobblestone, I can't wear the stiletto heels. I could wear a broader heel. Does the heels do I have that I have, does it match? And because you have to go through a lot of factors. Like y'all
I
don't go through all of that.
I could understand that, but once you pick something, stick with it. Like have all those factors thought out before.
No.
What
But
do you
then
mean?
you also need to consider, like, okay, am I a little bit more bloated than I am I feeling this? Am I feeling sexy in this? Am I feeling beautiful in this? Is it the vibe that I'm going for that day? Do I want to feel cute that day? Do I want to feel sexy that day? Like, what's the vibe? What's the vibe? It has to fit the vibe.
I get listening to you. Just listening to you, I get tired. All right, but this is me. This is me personally. I don't take too much stock in that, but I can understand, especially women in general. Y'all have a lot more pressure to look constantly your best. So that is true. I won't deny that whatsoever. Whether it's men put it on you or y'all put it on yourself, that's a whole different topic. But there is that extra pressure for sure, without a doubt. So
Okay, but you said a key point right there. We in general have more pressure dealing
yeah,
with, period. Like, period.
mm-hmm.
Because
There's
I'm gonna make this statement. Some people gonna hate me for it. Y'all need to rock with me for a minute here. Rock with me for a minute here. But I feel like um the way how men go through this world versus women is like how white people go through this world versus black people.
all right. Expound
Think
on
about
that.
it for a second.
Elaborate that.
Because it's the fact that women have to think about so many different things that
That's
men don't even stand still by. And
pause.
that's why I'm comparing it to the white people versus black people, because white people don't even fathom like the things that black people need when they just leave in the house. They're like, okay, I leave in the house. My younger sibling, cousin, whoever, kid is leaving the house. What do they have on? Do they look threatening? Um, are they acting in a certain way? What is their demeanor for the day? Are they angry? You need to get them piped down before they leave the house, because otherwise they might be seen as angry and aggressive and da 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 da. When you leave in the house as a woman, you have to go through a whole myriad of things before you get that one outfit together. Because it's like, is it I want to feel sexy today? Like, is this too much? Is this too little? It's like, but if I go in, where it is I going, with who it is I'm going.
Okay, you see, that's
Like,
that's one thing I'll say. Well, the whole process of men getting, let me rephrase this properly. The only time we actually have a say, or we should have a say at all, where it comes to y'all taking long to get ready, is when you're coming out with us. If you go in, if you're talking about getting ready, well, you know that you're going to be by yourself the whole time, then what you're saying is completely valid. Because it is might be sad to say, because especially the fact that I have a lot of female friends, I have a lot of aunts, a lot of cousins that female cousins.
mm,
It only really dawned on me the type of shit y'all just have to prepare for just going out the door when I saw the Facebook thread. What would women do, or what would you do if there was no men at night, or there was no men at world in the world, around the world and stuff like that? And when I saw some of the simple shit, just like listening to music at night, or going for a walk late at night and stuff like that, as a fellow, I was just like, as a guy, I was like, yo, as weird. How you mean you can't go for a walk at night? But really thinking about it is like, boy, that's rough. It's true, Jad. You can't. Yeah, it opened up my eyes a lot to a lot of shit that I didn't necessarily think about before, and it's rough, and it's hard to say, but y'all definitely have a lot more excuse me, y'all definitely have a lot more to keep in mind when
Yeah.
dressing than men, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure.
So that's why I was saying for some it feels like, oh, y'all just exaggerating. But I'm like, no, boo, this is real. This is our constant reality. Like, let me see. Ivan Glasgow said, like, that's too much effort. My wife picks out what she wants to wear, and then I make sure that she does not have to walk far. Listen, she's blessed. I have to walk wherever it is I go, boo.
No, but
You know
if
what I mean?
he's a
So
smart man as well, because the further she have to walk, the more she gonna complain, the more she gonna complain to him. So he really look out for himself. I feel you, Biggs. I feel you.
he like, let me help this process go a little quicker. You could wear whatever it is you want, boo. Like, you don't
See,
have to worry about it being too cold because we probably gonna be inside in 2 seconds. Like, you're good. We gonna be from the house to the car. 2 seconds. Like, you're good. You see, that is privilege. That is a privilege. But your sister girl, like, yeah, wait, we ain't to that point yet. Well, I have that before, but then anyway, that's a whole other story for a whole other.
that different
But
topic.
I understand how good that feels. You understand?
But I know,
To
but
have a car to make sure that you go like, boop, 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 boop. Yeah, yeah,
that's the
that
one
feeling is happening.
it's about living in St. Martin versus living up here. Back there is car, wherever it is you're going. Up here, but you gotta think about where you're walking, how far you gotta walk, where you gotta walk to, and if it's a sketchy neighborhood, which area you gotta walk around. Is
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, in that aspect, like I was saying, like we definitely exaggerate about like the little things, but is where I feel like the big things come in. Like I definitely don't feel like it's an exaggeration. And for instance, um a simple thing that you wouldn't even consider again. Uh I'm an industrious woman. I'm a
mm,
businesswoman, and going to network events, I have to like mentally prepare myself before I reach there.
okay. So
Like, not even on the networking aspect,
in what way you mean then?
is the fact that most likely it's gonna be more men there, which is not a bad thing. I can deal with men. Like, we cool. Like, I could. It's good. I like dealing with men. Some of them are really straightforward. They're a lot more easier. Like, I'm gonna admit this. I will admit this. Most men are easier to deal with than women because women are just more complex beings. But
Wait.
with,
Add a pin to
with that
that.
being said,
Give me add a pin to that.
yeah, pin
In group settings, on a one-on-one, women
in group settings.
are I would find women are could be just as easy to communicate and get along with. When
Yeah.
y'all in a
Yeah.
group now, that's a whole different story.
Well, that's you need to know the type of women, because
That,
if you have
that's true.
what I would consider, then you have girls and you have women.
Don't do that. Don't say that, because then
I'm going to do that.
see
It
that's
has a sense, there's a sense of maturity. That's what I'm referring to, because women can collaborate and girls tend to just compete. I'm about our life. Boo, I'ma big you up. I'ma gas you up. You do you. Listen, I here rooting for you too. Like, seriously.
but then you could
But
take that.
when it comes to this whole ear of competition and watch me and who you think you is and like, be secure in yourself and come to me, because I'm a start influencing you to actually start believing in yourself, because I don't want that nonsense around me. That's just the way how I see it. I
mm,
don't I don't want that nonsense from me.
why I say you can't necessarily, you shouldn't use that, is because you can use that same exact example with men where it comes to any situation. When it comes to cheating, oh yeah, only little boys cheat. Men don't cheat. when it comes to maturity, oh yeah, only little boys do certain things like that. Men don't do things like that. So like that, to me, that's kind of a too much of a broad stroke. If you just gonna say, oh yeah, that is like a little girl versus little woman, something. Because I'm pretty sure you know growing ass women as well as still moving on like they 13, 14.
Listen, age and maturity has nothing to do with each other.
Yes, that is true, but they are correlated. You can't necessarily how just
Listen,
because.
I know older men and women, older than me. And sometimes I just be like, boo, no, don't do it. It's no sexy. No. Stop it.
All right, let me put it this way. In in general, the older you get, the more knowledgeable and wiser you're supposed to get. Let me put that word in there. Supposed to.
Supposed to.
Yeah, that was it. Let me put that word in there. Supposed to. So that's why I don't feel like just I don't know. It goes on both ways. They got little young people that move acting and moving on like the 30s and the 40s, and vice versa. So it's like that's a real broad stroke there.
But that's why I'm talking about internally. I'm not talking about age here. I am talking about maturity. When I use the term girl and woman, I'm talking about maturity. So maybe I should say maturity and not and not use those terms because
Maybe,
it might frighten people. But I say that to say this. Is exactly what I'm talking about. Because if you're gonna act like a little girl, some of these women grown, and I'm like, can we please take a moment, sit down. Like I'm gonna be your sister friend, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, girl, no, no, this is this. I just checked myself too, don't worry.
but you see that,
And
but
I have my moments and my triggers and my insecurities too. But that's not what I lead with. And some women lead with that and are so in that bubble. That's what I'm saying, that I'm that type of person. I'ma have you. I will have you believing in yourself because I do not accept that kind of behavior, like that whole competitive thing. And like I don't tolerate that in my friend cream, in my friend group.
mm-hmm.
Because that thing tends to get in there and start eating away at friendships, and you have a whole bunch of drama, and I don't do drama. Like, we have better things to do in this life. We have a lot of things to focus on than just being around here and just getting this whole drama filled. No.
It depends on the competition as it depends on the people as well because there is such thing as healthy competition.
Yes, because I'm a roast and I'd be like, listen, boo, and you can do this better than me. Listen, let's go. Just the same way how I actually just the same way how I get to you sometimes. Be like, oh, can you handle this smoke? Can you handle this smoke?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that is healthy competition, but not in a detrimental kind of downer kind of.
We can compete without putting each other down.
Exactly. I
Mm-hmm.
could take my losses too. I could be like, listen, today was your day. Today wasn't my day. But guess what? I'm coming back
That's
tomorrow. Don't worry.
that's an ego something too. That's we can't necessarily say that as a male versus female something. Cause everybody gonna have their own specific drive and their own and have like their own experiences leads to that and all that kind of stuff like that. So is that's definitely a case by case something. I believe at least.
You feel like it's a case by case thing? I feel like that's a cover for a lot of things. Be like, no, I ain't trying to get in.
But you see that's the thing. It depends. It depends on how you see. You see, with me, with a lot of topics, I can see both sides. I can see both sides of the argument. So that's why a lot of my opinions is like, all right, I see what side A is saying, but I could also imagine how side B could feel, and that's why I'd fall in the middle and be like, yo, once y'all don't do nothing to me, I don't care. My own.
A self-preservationist.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't cool.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't cool.
I
You
ain't care.
like y'all could fight, but as long as I ain't in problems, like
Oh, look, I got two life rules. Rule number one is mind your own business. Rule number two is life is balance. So I
life is
said this,
good.
if side A, life is about balance. You're going to have good and you're going to have bad. You have to be able to take it. You have to be able to take it as it comes. But rule number one is there for a reason. If side A fighting and side B fighting, who the fuck is me to say anything? That's their problem. That have nothing to do with me.
But sometimes you can be a catalyst to change and reconciliation.
Within that, I feel like that's an exception within your immediate surroundings. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get in trouble with nobody. When you look, you end up getting shooting. No.
But yo, but that's how some a lot of people there. Is not funny. It's nothing to say. But people just get shoot in this situation they shouldn't be in. Leave them man and kill each other. You have nothing to do with that. You there playing fucking Mother Mary, trying to help everybody save the peace and all. No, that's how you people are dead.
We
And
laughing about this, right? And
I,
Ivan says, those are good rules. So kudos to you for your rules. Your
yeah,
two rules.
I, that I only have two so far. I ain't reached that further along in life. Maybe by the time I'm 40, so I get like three and four. But right now it's only
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
that.
But we're laughing about this, right? But I actually I can't say direct, but anyway, back then in my direct um environment, then there was this it was definitely a situation like that where somebody ended up getting killed because it was a domestic violence situation, and they went to break up the fight, and Panaman had a gun, and the girl was over by another girl. They were doing homework. The the other girl's boyfriend was abusive. He
Mhm.
came in acting all stupid. She called the other girl, the first girl called her boyfriend and was like, "We need your help." Blah 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 blah. That guy ended up getting killed. Like so I say this to say this. Like we laughing about this, but this is hella serious.
No, but you see that, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you take the wind out of my sails a bit. I was gonna make a joke, but that this ain't cool.
I mean,
That
you can still make a joke about it because I mean, at the end of the day, if we look at the broader perspective, I could still appreciate humor about this. But listen, do it for your people, and in this instance, it was them doing it because they were really good friends. So I feel like sitting back in that situation would not have felt good.
no, but you see,
It was
home,
unfortunate that it ended up to that though, but it
home
could end up to that a lot easier if you just go and mete la pata with. Oh, you say mete la pata.
can't help it up.
Um, put your nose in somebody else's business
But you see,
on the road.
technically with that specific situation, that's a little bit hard to judge because homie who was killed, his woman called him. So if it's his woman called him for help, technically that is his business.
Yeah.
Because if imagine if he didn't go there and the next day had to find out that the partner who was abusive ended up hitting not only his girlfriend, his own
Yeah.
girlfriend, homie woman as well. He would have lose his mind. So technically,
Mm.
that's a difficult something that is his business. But I more stress on is like if you walking down the street and you see one person arguing and the next person arguing and they start to like fight, don't go and jump in and want to be like, oh yeah, no, you guys shouldn't be doing this. This is not the right way. No, mind your business and keep moving, Jack. Because you don't know their story.
It did well. I just finished said what I said.
Hmm.
What? The whole of the inside of me. Um, because I feel like if you're an intuitive person, you have enough intuition to to be able to decipher the situation a bit more. So in that sense, sometimes I'm like,
I don't know if I
mm,
agree with that because specifically, this a lot of people might not agree with me with bringing up this scenario, but this is a clear example of it. Again, since we've had up domestic situations, home girl, home guy, home boy, they supposed to be together, whatnot. There was a situation I had specifically, and I witnessed in person. We went to help a domestic situation. Homeboy was beating up the girl, whatnot. She called for help. I just happened to be with the help that they called with. Doing our piece, whatnot, trying to get her out, trying to help her with the situation, whatnot, being there for her and all that kind of thing. Reached at one point, we end up even fighting homeboy for her to
okay,
go right back to him. We
I
had
know,
to make
right?
our own business because now we got beef with somebody that's something that had nothing to do with us. Like legit nothing to do with us. We legit going there to be helpful and be good guys and be friends. But now and at that point we had to watch our back because homie wanted to shoot us and wanted to fight and wanted to get his friends and things like that because we come to help the situation. This is why Captain Save a Hole does never go good. I am sorry. I am
What?
sorry. But that situation, you have
Here
no
is one.
business.
Here is one. Jingo, I was like, I was waiting in the car.
I,
I cannot.
I you know what?
Like, oh,
My,
I was with the one who was called to listen, Fana. You go deal up with your people. Like, you see, you invested because that's your woman in there. But me now, I'm gonna stay in the car.
no, but you have to think, I ain't gonna let my boy
Because
go in there by himself. End up to be my business as well. Granted, you're right. This was before I came up with my rule. Granted, let's keep that in mind. But really and truly, are you right? I should have made my own business and stay in the car. Dream God, you're right.
oh
Yo,
my goodness.
he's a home girl. You need to hold herself accountable. But okay,
No,
even
but
okay,
is that serious though?
maybe that was a shaky situation. I got another one up here, a more recent one. A friend of mine up here,
Mm.
black fella. Keep this in mind. We talking about Holland.
Okay,
He a
black and
woman.
then okay.
He walking somewhere. He sees an old woman slip and fall. Man, he ain't do nothing of the sort. He
Mm.
went to go help the woman get up, but because the police officer was riding by at a specific time when it looked like he was doing something for her and she was making noises while she getting up, so it looked like he was actually injuring her while it was the other way around. He get
Now they
handcuffed.
jump in.
Yeah, so he get handcuffed and put to the floor because they thought that he was harassing her. Again, man, your own business. If she slip and fall, leave her, get her ass up herself.
I ain't say no. I don't know. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I am of the
You see,
help of our stance.
God feel me. He wrong. He had to pass her straight. No,
No,
no, no. Yes,
no,
yes. Don't. I.
no, no.
You see
Y'all,
why
y'all, y'all are such a
strongly
heartless.
why I feel
People are
strong
doing these
about that.
things.
If my mother had to be the one that slip and fall, I would like somebody to help her out. I going to
Exactly.
say that. I going to say that. Granted, yes.
Oh my goodness. No, but you
But
see, listen,
rain, rain.
I feel like there's a healthy medium where like I could be a help of Aslan and be like, no, stay right there, don't move in case anything break, and I still be like, okay, beep beep beep, we need help. I feel like that's still okay.
And you see,
Like I ain't integrating myself fully in the situation, but then I still can't leave the situation pass like that, especially like if it's like
I sorry, but Dream God got me dying.
my mother ain't falling.
This
You could tell
man
me
be
to
he
to
put
pull up here. I
No, but you
can't.
see,
I
that's the thing.
cannot. I
What
cannot.
Helena has a. That's what I said. What Helena was saying earlier. If it was my mother again, I would like to think that somebody else would help on the ground and whatnot. Maybe this is where race comes in. If a white fella has to help my black mother, it's going to look like they actually helping her. I have to me. I still like complexion. I still might not be seen some big of a threat. Anybody my skin or
You're still
dark,
black. You're still black here.
yeah, but I ain't that big of a threat. But anybody my skin tone or darker, or even how I just dress, or any sort of way, have to be
I
trying to
was just
help.
about to ask you. I was like,
That's it.
how you dress? Damn,
No,
damn.
yo, I completely upfront with that's concerned. I just like I still from a 2000s video clip. I just like the baggy tees on, that's me. So like, yeah, if I had to be a little white lady or a little old white lady and I walk in the night and I see somebody like me walking towards my direction, I would cross the road too. I don't get them wrong. I don't feel no way with that. I don't with like I don't give them wrong. So I don't know, but this is tense. There's a lot of situations where just mind your perfect example. If
Yeah.
you ever watched the Central Park 5.
Yeah.
Okay. You see Corey, the partner who get the most time, if he had mind his own business, he would have never been
Oh,
there.
I know. Wow, okay, this is not me exaggerating. This is me hype. Just putting out there in these streets. How I know you was going to say that? But the point is, it's like you ain't gonna leave your panel just out here in these streets just like that.
Why I go? How I
It's
going to
hard.
in jail? I going to
It's
call his
hard.
mother. No, I going to call his mother. Okay, somebody have to be there to tell the story. What me being there gonna help him? How is that going to help him? Both
Like
of them
I black,
out there looking
you
stupid.
you black, I black. We black together. We not going down. Somebody need to live.
Exactly. Somebody have to tell the story. I am going to tell the story. Okay.
I cannot with you.
No business being there. Corey had no business. None.
Again, you self-preservationist.
You're damn right. You're damn right. In especially in a country, in a white people country, you have to think about yourself first. Tell me around.
You have a point.
All right. That's all I wanted to hear.
You have a point.
That's all I wanted to hear.
You do have a point.
But
But
don't worry. I get what you're saying. Is we're not going, society in a whole not going to develop, and we're not going to move on. We're not going to get forward if everybody continue on this. I only for me something.
exactly.
But then
Thank
if I try to
you.
and I fucking up myself, what's the point? I can't help you if I myself in a bad situation.
This is true.
Like the saying say, you can't pour from an empty cup. Me going to jail with you is me having an empty cup. I want my cup to be full. Why I have to go jail with you have an empty cup? No, it don't work like that. Nothing will go so.
But look. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't like to put race in front of everything, right? But if you have any run-ins with the law, they ain't trying to figure out what it was, if it was legit, if it was the charges were dropped, or like what that entailed. They'll be like, "Oh, you black, you in trouble, you right off." So I understand the pressures of. I definitely understand the pressures of, and that's why it's hard out here on these streets.
Let's go into the
And,
comments. Let's go into comments because Miss Kanagita something that's quite interesting. So if people had walked away when George Floyd was being killed, how would we have known how he died if anyone just mind their own business? Cool. Very good point. But if you want to keep that same energy, why people didn't intervene while he was dying? Why? Because if they had went and actually attempted to get those, the only way George Floyd could have been prevented from being killed if somebody either tackled the police and intervened. It's very fucked up to say because a life was lost. But if I have kids, I'm going to give the example like what Ivan was saying. If I have kids at home, it's fucked up that happening to homie. But if I in jail, is that not irresponsible of me? To
Yeah,
have, granted, we all supposed to be all kumbaya, one people, black people, all
I
this kind of thing.
know.
But
I know. I
it, it
know.
it's
So
don't it's not right
that's
like that.
why I definitely understand that, especially if you have a family and stuff like that, you move differently. Like I have a cousin, she like me, but still not like me, but similar to me, but like on a different level of height.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would say I just more diplomatic. But her level of hype is another level of hype. And every time she'd be like, listen, if I know I did not have a kid at home, I'd have been in there. So that is definitely a situation where again, it's not an exaggeration. I don't feel like for women, for men, for in this case is if they had well, it depends on what the ratio is, right? Because if they outnumbered the police, it still could have been a thing. But then again, they
They
would have been
always
charged. They would have been charged. So I try to think of a situation where it could have still been,
they would have been
but yeah,
charged, and even worse, a charged with attempted assault on a police officer. Really?
yeah, that
As
ain't cute.
black as a black person, you want that charge?
No,
Okay. Especially in the
no,
States, you don't want
no,
that. So what?
no.
So okay, so you're saying you will be diplomatic, yes, but in a situation like that, there is no diplomacy.
Child,
It's
I'm gonna be the one with the
like,
phone. I'm gonna make sure get all the recordings. Like yeah,
David
to make
Corey.
it to be
That's
able to help to indict them, but then even in this case where it have literal. Listen, I getting hype.
hey, go through.
Literal proof. We all seen this thing from different angles. Thank you very much. And this still not been happening to them.
So then
Yo,
exactly, if they could think, if you could have that image and that video from several different angles and nothing still happened to them, was me going in to try to do something and play Captain Save a Negro, and then I get indicted, nobody will come to my trial. Nobody will come and say free Sean. Who gonna
I
think my
go, I go.
kids when I in
I
jail?
go, if anything happens to you, I promise that I would use all my social media knowledge and we will start a campaign.
I appreciate the support, but it's
Know that we got you.
it's
If it has to come to that.
it's real fucked up to say. It's real thing, but taking out like minding your business is some of the best things you could do. Is one of the best things you could do, Jay. And I know people will come in and say the whole thing. Oh yeah, it takes a village to raise a child and all that kind of crap. Yeah, all right,
Mhm.
cool. If you want to do that whole thing, all right. Everybody, to each their own. But I've seen too many situations, and I've been in myself too many situations where if I had my own business,
Mhm.
half the drama wouldn't have happened. And that's rule number one. Mind your own business. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, if it ain't including you, if it ain't keep it moving, Jack. Keep it moving.
Well, I must say that's my survival strategy too. Because like I said, listen, people just be asking me different things, and I just be like, listen, I legit don't know certain things because the way how I just be minding my business out here in these streets and drinking water,
I don't
growing and growing, I that has not passed my peripheries.
I could know and still ask stupid, be like, "Bye, Sean, you see this?" I'm like, "What? No, no, I ain't see that. What? How you mean?" Meanwhile, I don't see everything. It's none of my business. It's none of my business. When you hear, "Oh yeah, bye, Sean, you see that one in the club? You see this and that?" Nope, nah. But yeah, this one was getting on with that one. Oh, okay, I ain't see it.
How that messing with your karma though? How that messing with your karma? That's lies. That's straight up lies.
I that. Meanwhile, yo, things could be going on right next to me now. Bye, Sean, you see that? Nope. But here you was right next to him. Bye, who tell you that? I ain't see nothing. That was about you. Yeah, no, that is thing, but it's too many situations where trying to be the good guy or trying to come to better terms or being too political goes real wrong, by. Mm-mm.
I
Again,
feel.
this is just me.
No, but hey, yo, this conversation. What we got like a whole
Yeah, yeah,
wait,
yeah. It went
there.
close to the screen there too.
The two of us went there like, okay, wait, this was a whole what?
All right.
Let's see. Well, sometimes it can save a life if you could help. In some instances, help. You just never know. You don't always have to be the first to jump in, but minding your own business sometimes is not the best. Um,
I
you
mean,
know what?
okay. Go through,
That's
go
why
through me.
I still say like intuition still plays a really big role because recently I saw because this was another thing where people tend to say like some women are exaggerating this and that, and I'm not accounting for all of the women who got a methyl in a situation, you understand, and got them killed or either in prison for no freaking reason, you understand. I ain't counting those. But
Okay.
in instances where women have been told like you're exaggerating for for saying that yo, I did not feel safe in this environment. Like and I felt like that comment came from left side or that whatever action it is. And for some people, sometimes it could just be a hand on your shoulder. You just went like, ooh. Like literally you go like this is sometimes you the thing is like I am very composed, but my face don't lie. So sometimes I would just be just wanted to go like like that. You understand? Like slow motion, like but I have felt those things and it is gross. Like I was telling you about the whole networking thing,
Mhm.
being around men, I have to mentally prepare myself and be like, you know what? Chances are you're gonna be hit on. Chances are they don't even want to hear what you have to say. They're gonna be like, ooh, I think I like you. Like
Mhm.
what position do you like? I'm like CEO boo. So unless you're willing to meet me on that level, like don't
But I
it's highly annoying and people tend to exaggerate those things. And also another post that I saw where it had this guy, I was so pissed that he was black, but that's a whole nother situation. But no, you know when you're watching the news and you're like, why they have to be black? Why they have
yeah,
to be black?
yeah.
Why?
Yo, I don't legit have that
Like that just
sometimes.
annoy
Like
me.
you didn't hear some white shit, please don't be black. Please don't be black. Please don't be black. African American male. Damn it.
Yes. So, but anyway, let's pretend that it was a male. It was a male. And it was a situation where sorry, but that was so funny to me. But this situation ain't funny though. But that is where you could see like intuitively this girl and she ended up calling her mom as reinforcement. But she was older anyway. It was this guy walking around with this little girl. And come to find out they were walking and the girl was like, do you know him? Because she could sense and see on her face like something ain't right here, like what going on here. She kept following them. And then after she was like calling her mom on the phone, her mom ended up driving up or she was close by her. I don't even remember how the situation was. Anyways, so it had a second party came along and come to find out that this girl was being molested is just that she was already molested,
Mhm.
sexually molested. He was about to go rape her. So if they didn't jump in at that point, the situation would have been worse. And I know these situations seem far-fetched, but again, I feel like we need to be able to listen to our girls and realize when they say like I don't feel comfortable around this person. Like I don't feel okay around this person. And if I need to use another situation that was unfortunately That's why I just get tense about these things
Mm-hmm.
because really, really close to me, there was this one of my friends, she had two kids. The first one, um, the first one had another dad. She ended up getting with somebody else, blah blah blah. They had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Dad number two molested both the girls. So, yes, he's currently still in prison. But the point is, and I felt like it didn't have to reach that far because there were different sides, and I was like, something ain't right. Like, why would she say like I'm not comfortable with this person home when when this person is around? This kid would be a totally different kid. Like, and I was like, what's up with that though? She was like, no, no, she just maybe she's just jealous of her father not being around. I was like, mm, mm.
I gonna bring up something along those lines and something that Dream God and Ivan was saying.
It's not only girls, it's boys as well.
But I feel where that's concerned, the girls are taking little girls are taking more seriously.
I don't know.
And what I was going to say, I don't feel like it would be 100% factually correct. So I'm trying to see how I word this properly. I feel like people would take the situation more seriously if it was a girl that said they feel uncomfortable with like another male around than if it
It's
was the other
true.
way around. Than if a boy had to say that they weren't as comfortable with an older female. So that's why.
I understand that because there have been so many situations where little girls and that now we as women also instill in our girls like if somebody touch you here or if if this happened or that happened, we tend to focus more on the girls where that is concerned and not on
Yep.
the boys, which
Mm.
we should do it either which way. So I feel you where that's concerned. But that was,
Bring that up,
listen, talking about it now still gets me like all riled up.
but maybe I
I,
understand that. But even that
mm,
that's different because you talk about kids and to a certain extent innocence. Let me give another example. If I have to be walking here late at night, we're talking about 1 o'clock in the morning. This is me, grown man, grown ass man. People more afraid of me than anything else up here. If I
you find that?
if
But you
I
still have a sense, even I find personally, even when you try and put on your like gangster face, you still look
I
pretty
find so
friendly.
too. It seems it comes off other way. But either way, that's not the point.
Okay.
I
Okay,
walk
yeah.
I
Continue.
walk in if I walk in past somewhere where it's like let's say a heavily wooded area. Holland got a lot of those like places in the middle of nowhere where it just got like bush. If I walk in
Yeah.
somewhere like I hearing somebody in the bushes like a male voice saying help, help me, I need help, you think I gonna stop? No. That's how people just die. Granted, this may be a
You're
bit,
like,
but
listen,
the only
boo.
way I would
Listen,
cut
boo. I ain't gonna be like these white
yeah,
people in these
no,
movies.
I not the Caucasian Peter. No, I refuse to. But I gonna say this too though.
You gonna call
I'm
the police or something?
no,
Like somebody call? No.
uh-uh,
You're
no.
like, okay, I don't want no implications
I
whatsoever.
want no parts of it. I was not there. I wasn't even walking there. I wasn't even that area, as a matter of fact. Okay?
They go ask you what you was out there doing that hour of the night.
I was
Was you
in my,
selling
I
something?
was in my bed. Exactly. When you look, I become a drug dealer instead of a victim. Nah, fuck that. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna say that to say this though. Maybe this might be a little bit sexist, but if it was a female voice, I might consider it. I might take a peep. I might call it then. But if it's a
You
male
see?
voice, nah.
You think you're being sexist. You're being sexist. Because now it's like,
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah, if
got
it was a man like they're saying, bro, you got you. Handle
yeah.
that.
Man up, be a soldier. Just a flag. Get up, let's go.
I even say your first rule. Mind your
Man, your
business.
business. Yeah, it works. It works. I would say, I ain't
You
gonna
see,
lie.
at
If
this Dream God calling the police though. He calling the police or something.
Nah, because then when you look, they backtrack my number, ask me why I was walking there, what I see, and I ain't doing it. So like shit like that
You know
is
what's funny?
mm,
Well, actually, it's not even funny. I say it's funny, but it ain't funny. It is highly annoying that when you call the cops and you tell them about a situation, they interrogate you like if you had something to do with it.
yup.
I had fraud that was committed to me, digital fraud. And these people gonna be like, "You sure you didn't do it?" I was like, "Why would I be here?" I was like, "This is a lot of time and energy that I don't have to put into this. You know how much?" I was like, "I trying to squeeze this in. Like, this is inconvenient to me." I don't want to be here. I don't want to have had made an appointment and y'all don't have no space and now I have to go and I have to come back again to this police station to
Yep.
sit on here and have y'all interrogate me, asking me if I ain't the one who jacked the money.
I mean, granted, they probably deal with a lot of situations where people was like, um, was committing like fraud and stuff like that. But still, man, we can't be suspicious of everybody like that. Come on now.
But I literally had to sit on there and answer those questions and be like, "Did you do this?" I was like, "Do what?"
But that's the
What are we
thing.
talking about? I was like,
That,
"Me too." I was like, wait. I was literally like, "You asking me if I took my own money?"
that's why I'm calling no police. When you look, I go from being a good Samaritan to being a drug dealer or a gangster.
I
Not
told Mr.
Miss
I told
Kanagito. I understand your
yes.
sense. It is. Hopefully, there's a lot better people out there than me. Me specifically, I'm not doing it. I sorry. Unless I like, okay, for example, like you were saying with women, right? When
Yeah.
I go out, I just tend to be more of a, I guess, for lack of a better term, protector, because I know there's a lot of situations where, like the women, where like if I have group and we go out as a group together, I go to make sure keep extra eye on them. So like if I see they moving a little funny or of a guy moving a little making them feel uncomfortable, I reading the body language, I checking everything, and if anything, I gonna step in. But they with me, they come with me. That's my business. If I see that going on to somebody else in the club, I going to I don't know the situation. I don't know what was the dynamic. I don't know if this is a reoccurring something. I don't know if that's her boyfriend. I don't know that. I leaving that alone. Because when look, I go try to play good Samaritan. I get in problems, and then I drag my people into it with me because they're there with me. And they're not gonna just leave me things. So I involved in a whole bunch of people, and it's none of their business either. No. How to solve that? Mind your own business.
Mind your own business. Mind your own business. Oh Lord. So what we have learned from this situation is that men and women do exaggerate.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
You
definitely.
say that for the boy? You say that with like all your heart, your soul, your everything? You admitted this? Are you admitting
Men
this?
exaggerate, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to have this on record.
I mean, I
Just
still
so
feel
you
like women
know.
do it more, but I mean, yeah, it's true. It happens on both sides.
We was getting somewhere. We was getting somewhere. We were really getting somewhere.
Oh,
But you know what? I still have the fact that you know that you think that men do also exaggerate.
oh no, that I mean, it would be completely foolish if I couldn't even admit that. Like that. I mean, we
Okay.
exaggerated as well. Even me, I exaggerate a lot, but still, I know a lot of my female. I exaggerate a lot. I know my female friends do it more though.
Listen, Mr. Petty Betty. I feel like you be exaggerating some more, a little bit more, a tad bit more. Or maybe you just, just attract a lot more, exaggeratory people, if that's even a word. Is that
But
even a
that
word?
shit needs to.
You actually do?
Yeah, sometimes I ain't gonna lie. But like to say, not maybe exaggerative, but like to a certain extent, broken or some kind of damage. Like, when you have a healing aura, they say that you tend to like attract broken people, so like you can fix them. You see like that.
That is so true.
Mm.
But
I've
that's
been
why I
told.
have boundaries. That's why because I am the person who always used to bring home all the strays and the sick ones and heal them back to health and all the whole, and I feel like it's still a part of who I am with the whole coaching that I do, business and personal, blah blah blah. So people that just come to me and they just vomit everything. And I'm learning how to put boundaries
My
in
mouth.
place. Sorry?
Y'all need to mind your own business and not leave not leave them give the opportunity to just vomit all the emotions out on you.
This is true.
And that also goes with rule number two. Everything I have with balance. You need to
True.
reserve some time for yourself.
But that's why I tend to focus on keeping positive people around me. Not
That's
only
good.
not only
I mean,
positive, but in the sense of like well balanced because everybody has their thing, you know. We ain't all perfect. So yeah, you need those balanced people to like when you need a top up, then they could top you up and you ain't the only one giving. So yeah. But yeah. Let me see. Um what he did say more again?
this boy
Um
doted.
Your mom because I couldn't be home. Listen, she wasn't for it neither. She wasn't. Mm-mm. No.
But
The thing is,
my whole
we had a big backyard, so I
Mhm.
used to hide most of them. I ain't
Nah,
gonna lie.
mine wasn't. My household was more for stray people than stray animals. We're like me and my sister generation, we used to get like a whole bunch of people just end up being friends with us and like just staying there. We end up to reach the point calling our mother moms and them kind of ones, walking in the house. It's like our house like was like a refugee camp to a certain extent.
I had it with animals. You had it with the people.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
No, my mom wasn't about the people life. She was like, no, I don't
But
want nobody in my house when I ain't here.
that's understandable.
Nobody.
My mother was more on the vibe. If my son home and I know his friends are home, I know where they are. I know what they're doing. If they're out on the road, I have no control. I can't see what they're doing. I can't do anything. So my mother was always like, she'd rather have a whole bunch of us making noise in the house than
Yeah,
being out on the road.
true.
So that I
Right.
guess that kind of stick with.
True. True. Well, I guess also, I think I would prefer that one. But I don't know. I think I need a balance with this is
Mhm.
concerned too, because I I
Balance.
I I smack dab in the middle of being an introvert and extrovert, like literally. So I do need my zen time. I mean, like, listen, I don't know nobody in the house today. Tomorrow is another day.
I feel that for sure.
Tomorrow is another day.
The
But
older
yeah.
I get, the
Oh my
more
goodness.
I get out.
We got like 2 hours, dude. Dang.
It's been a
There goes that whole like, oh, like 1 hour. Maybe we could pull off an extra 30 minutes.
hey,
Oh my
when the
god.
conversation goes time.
I know, right? I'm like, I feel like in that moment, my whole producer slash, I was like, I hope I wasn't infringing on your time.
Nah, man. I carve out this time
Okay.
out so we could go as long as necessary.
Okay. Okay. Whew. No, when I just tapped my phone here and I was like, wait, what? Yeah,
Nah, I check it just now.
because
It's 9 o'clock. Cool.
I have my notes here just to kind of keep me on track. my notes here, and then I was like, because
I
it's
had
already on, so I wasn't really seeing the time, and then I saw the time, and then you had notes. You
yeah,
came
yeah, yeah, yeah.
prepared.
You forget I
I
like
cannot
I
prepare that.
podcast as well.
See, I like people. I like people like you. Always come prepared. Always come prepared.
I,
It's true.
I can't
But
say this is
you used to this. You
trying
used to this, so that's why.
I trying to improve, you know?
But I want to just cut it off like this. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for rocking with us tonight. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. I had a blast, yo. Dream God,
I
yeah, you did crack me up tonight. And I
why
think
this
it's, oh
but you
yeah,
know
I know who you are. Because I remember, yes, Mr. Fashionista.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yes,
wasn't gonna put him on blast like that, but yeah, that's it.
yes. But before we cut off, I definitely want to give you a chance to what you're up to, what is all cooking behind the scenes, even though the link up is currently on a little pause there. Tell them about your man.
Okay. So by I was just looking around because there's some ones there I wanted to actually show there quick. Actually, give me a second.
Yeah, go get it. Go get it.
Okay. So first and foremost, since I am here representing the link up, don't forget to go and check all our old episodes and our old link up content. We have over 150 videos for y'all to, watch and
A lot.
indulge in, ranging
A
from
lot.
several topics from everything from anime to relationships, racism, sexism, toxic masculinity, everything you could possibly think of, we've discussed. So don't forget to check those out.
And I kind of disappointed. I don't feel like I get the, iconic Kana laugh tonight.
Nah, but you know what it is? You know what it is?
Is the topic, I guess.
It is the topic. Is the topic. This wasn't necessarily.
Okay.
I didn't get to show my asshole size of it because it was some sort of a serious topic. I couldn't again, rule number 2, balance. I couldn't do
Mhm.
that with this one because it was more informative to learn both perspectives. Because
Mm.
this is a serious something people dealing with everyday thing. When you want to have a more controversial something that you wanted to bring the asshole kind of, you know where to find me. I don't. Y'all know me already. I don't shy away from them conversations. If it's anything, if it's the truth, it's the truth, regardless of if it's embarrassing or not. Some things I don't keep away.
But
But
I have to definitely give you props because you are one of the few who was like, you know what? A lot of guys had a big mouth with me talking about this and that, and I was like, well, come on the show then. And then all of a sudden we hear
no, but
crickets.
that's the thing. A lot of people could say public speaking is a big fear for a lot of people now. So like, if
That's true.
saying something to a few friends in a private setting is one thing, but saying it where it could be where your words could be walked back, where your words you could actually be recorded verbatim, and people could take what you say word for word. That is a different type of bravery and confidence, for lack of a better term, you have to have. Because
Toot your
if you
own
don't
horn,
stand,
bro. Toot your own horn.
what?
Bravery and confidence. I am Kana. I am brave. I am confident.
But no, to a certain extent, because if you can't come on a podcast and stand by what you're saying, everybody gonna just walk
True.
over you. You gonna be nobody interesting to listen to. And granted, I might have my ways of thinking or whatnot, but it's all based from either experience or what I've seen myself. So I might have an asshole view from it, but it's only asshole because everybody else politically correct. I going to say what everybody else thinking. That's the thing. Because if
No,
it's not actually said,
but
there's no progress going to be made. Those difficult conversations going to never get had because people keep wanting to beat around the bush because they want upset this one and they will upset that one. But if I thinking, yo, I feel like you a scunt, I want to know why you a scunt. I'm going to ask you why you a
This is true. This is true. This is true. And I could appreciate, the wild card, you being a wild card in between the bunch.
scunt.
Always fun.
I
I
don't.
feel
A lot of people
sometimes
say that.
I feel like the way how your brain works is different to everybody else. Sometimes.
I don't think so. No. Again, I feel like I'd just say what a lot of people afraid to say. That's my thing. Cause like for me,
That's true.
if
In most cases.
in most cases, cause I feel if I thinking it and I curious about it, I gonna ask a question.
I know. But the thing is, you see, I feel like because of how I could bring it across, I get away with a lot of things.
Well, you see, I don't. Yo, I've been called racist. I've been called sexist.
You just
I,
blah blah. No,
I've been
smooth it in. I gonna put some Vaseline on it. I gonna present it with a little bow.
I gonna tell you exactly how I either see it or feel or think about it. Like, and that's why when people just say that, or when people watch the podcast and be like, oh yeah, I feel like Sean is like this, or I feel Sean is. I legit was told that I am racist towards white people based on podcast, based off the link up. And if you know me personally, that's flabbergasting to even like think about, because some of the closest people to me, my brother and my sister, they're the blackest white people you're gonna ever meet. So it's like how yeah, I don't take it too serious. I know if you just judge it off of the stuff that,
You play a good devil's advocate, I feel like.
but you
So
see, I find that interesting because nothing is ever cut. It's never cut and dry. It's never really black and white. There's always some kind of nuance to it, and a lot of people don't like to talk about it. And that's
this,
where I come in. I go and legit verbatim. I'd be on the link up and be like, I gonna just play devil's advocate here. What about this? Or what about this situation? Or how y'all feel about it? And some people like it, some people don't. But anyway, if we continue this, we're gonna have a whole
yes,
nother like
for
half
real.
hour content. So I going to continue. So for the people that
Talk
don't
about it.
know,
Talk about it quick.
yeah, for the people that don't know, I make and do custom design masks. So for example, this is one that I have recently.
Soliga.
This is made, done, and thing by me. And then there's also something like this. We do custom ones. This is you can't necessarily see it on the stuff, but this is actually glow in the dark vinyl. If actually, wait,
Oh.
one
Ooh, he gonna take off the lights?
let me see if y'all could see. Oh, wait, no, can you see? No.
No. I
Nah, the
think I'm
light.
picking it up.
Yeah, nah, the iPhone light too bright. Anyway,
Oh
glow in
wait,
the
I
dark
can see.
vinyl is a thing, is a possibility. And yeah, right now we focusing on custom masks, but we can also do t-shirts and stuff like that as well. So if y'all want y'all custom
Oh.
stuff made, holla at your boy. You can find me on IG, Mr. _La Vega. Right now the company page is under construction. So hopefully, if all goes according to plan, you can check that out from tomorrow.
Hey,
And
tomorrow.
kind of
Elena
geeker,
said, do you
yes,
export?
yes, we do. If you're
What season?
talking about St. Martin,
The
yes, I do
US.
St. Martin as well.
No, she's in the US.
Oh, in the US,
Yeah.
and hit me up in a DM, and we could find a way to work around. 'Cause I do ship to the States as well. So yeah,
Love it.
that's my plug. That other than that, I would just like to thank you for having me on. It was,
No problem.
I'm not gonna lie,
It was tons of fun.
it was a lot more fun than I expected. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Clutching my invisible pearls.
Not your business.
A
But
lot more fun
why
than you expected.
why I say that is because basing off interview I had seen you had with Jesus Christ, this is like the third time I can't remember the name.
It's okay.
Empress,
I am the one
Empress,
who had a lot more contact, but she's my person.
em,
It's okay. It's
well,
the empowerment queen.
there we go, empowerment queen. It was
Yes.
more on the y'all were more agreeing with each other. So I was like, okay. I wonder
I
how this
know because
go with me and V.
listen, you know I'm ready to fight you any day. Any day I'm ready.
Hey, you know I ain't
Let's
gonna
go.
back
Let's
down
go.
either, so we're ready. I
But I still feel like it wasn't too bad because
nah,
we could still come to an agreement, you know.
that's it. It
I
might not necessarily
I slapped you up a little bit, but you know.
yeah, like my own. But it doesn't. But you see, that's the thing. We don't necessarily have to see eye to eye. But once we can at least agree to disagree, or at least agree with the fact that everybody at least deserves some kind of basic level of respect and understanding, then everything else is just
True. True.
objective.
That is true. That is true. That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
The
And
only
Dream God, you know, I see you. I see you.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
see you. With
But
the invitation thing. We
unfortunately,
see you.
the link up having a small pause. But you was definitely in the pipeline, so don't worry. Once I come back up, we going to reach out to you. But I just want to again leave everybody again. Thank you for having me on, V, and just leave by saying, remember two rules in life. Number one, mind your own business. Number two, life is about balance. You gotta take the good with the bad.
Balance. And I'm gonna close off with just these can I talk? I'm talking the whole night. Just want to wish you a fantabulous week. Be fabulous, stay fit, and do your do boo. Stick to his two rules. They're gonna save your life. I feel like they're very important. They're very simple.
But
Anyway,
it's
let it go.
guidelines, but there's long people.
Bye.